Wendy. How you doing? All right.
I'm good. How are you doing?
Can I say, Wendy, it's all cool. A little bit
All
crazy at the
good.
moment. It's all right, you know. It's cool.
Have you been working a lot of extra hours these days?
My 3D work is a bit crazy,
Yeah.
and the spiritual stuff is always a little bit kind of unhinged. You know, there's always a lot to do with that. So, yeah, I think I'm ready for a break. I think I'm ready.
Yeah, I hear you 100% on that. And so it's so funny because so I put some questions together so we can go through. And one of my first questions was how are you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
I think it's okay. You know, obviously, as you know, that I'm very much contracted to walk with humanity. So at the moment, you know, the divine masculine are definitely going through it at the moment.
Yeah.
We're all feeling it. You know, I know many of them are like just literally ending relationships or ending, you know, family relationships, work relationships. You know, there's so many changes going on at the moment, and it's beautiful to see this. And you know what? You know the crazy thing about it is, every single one of them are like really surprised, and I'm like,
Oh
I'm
no.
not, I'm not surprised at all. They're really surprised at this, which is wonderful, you know, in some ways, and obviously quite traumatic in other ways if it's very unexpected, which it is.
Kind of a kick in the pants, right?
Mhm,
Just like
mhm, yeah.
we were just talking, a girlfriend and I, about how if you hadn't gone through the shit you had to go through, would you be pushed to your awakening where you're at today? And I think that answer is no. So unfortunately, that means there's going to be more drama coming, you know?
Mhm. Yeah, well, we can
Sorry.
definitely see that. I kind of feel like we would be pushed because I was shown this some time ago that I kind of see the vibration at the moment almost like a level that's like kind of coming up and up and up, and I kind
Yeah.
of like see like souls kind of like on this level, and so I kind of seeing all souls being pushed up, and there are some that are going to fall, and the ones that fall behind tend to pass away. They're not here on the planet because this is the way it was designed this way.
Yeah. It's like we can't drag everybody with us. And so some are making their choice to leave
Yeah.
now.
I think it's a
And
choice. I think it's a choice. Just like you said, I think it's definitely people kind of choosing whether they want to be in this experience, and it's not going to be easy. It's hard right now. You know, you not only are you going through your own physical awakening and your own physical vibration, you're going through that spiritually. You're going through it in 3D form, and that's your spiritual awakening you're going through, and it's still coming into this vast awareness right now, you know, of not only just, you know, the being that you are. Well, first of all, recognizing that you're a being, recognizing that you're immortal and that your soul never dies, and then kind
right.
of coming on to all these levels. You know, it starts off with exploring a bit more about whether there's life after death, and then that leads on to subjects of God and religion and various things, and then it leads on to conspiracy theories, then it really leads on to, you know, reptilians, and then reptilians lead you on to galactics, and then galactics lead you on to angelics, and then source beings and ascended master beings and universal, and then it just expands even further and further, and that's awakening. So yeah, we're seeing a
Yeah.
lot of that. So you're dealing
So
with that and then your 3D life as well, and that's even, you know, added more onto your responsibilities here on planet Earth. So yeah, a lot at the moment,
a
a
lot
lot.
of them.
Yeah.
it's, it's got you going in every different direction, doesn't it? You're a
Oh
little bit
God, yeah.
like me. You're going a little bit like the map behind you with the it's like
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, and then those that are awakened like us, who are, you know, already know, we're doing the spiritual side, so we're helping those,
yeah.
you know, and still doing our own stuff. So it's, you know, there's a lot of responsibility on us at the moment. So yeah.
Yeah, really feeling that. And although I said hi Nilesh when you started, I really didn't ask you to like introduce yourself. So of course, just as you're stuffing water down your gullet,
Yeah.
um, if you
Yeah.
could kindly introduce yourself for those who may not have run across you yet.
Okay, sure. So I'm Nilesh Mystery. I have a fractal of Metatron inside of my soul, and I am here to withhold the vibration and the light of Metatron on planet Earth. If any of you know about Metatron and the origins, he's from the realm of heaven, and he is the power of God. And there are many angelics who have many different powers. For example, Gabriel is the voice of God.
Yeah.
There are many other angelics have the same kind of attributes attaining to who I call Father. You guys call him God, and there are many other names for him.
God, source, creator. Yeah.
Whichever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love that you call him Father, and I go back and forth between calling him God, Father, and oh, there's some affirmation. Thanks, Cosmo, my dog.
Brilliant.
In case he wanted to like punctuate that yes,
Yeah.
I go by many names. Thank you.
There we go. Second confirmation. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's so funny. But yeah, I mean, even in my own discovery, of me being Archangel Raziel, and when I had to look it up too. I didn't know this; it didn't just like show up in my head. But that it's secret of God, keeper of God's secrets, or something along those lines. So I'm like, I guess I do it pretty good, because half the time I don't know what I'm doing.
Brilliant. I love it. Amnesia. Don't even realize it's happening. It's great.
Yeah. So I wanted to find out, because I feel like right now, with everybody being like sequestered and away from everybody, that everyone's kind of feeling like the difficulty of not getting together for holidays. Like Thanksgiving for us was just this past November, and then also with Christmas coming up for us, and we know we have some family and friends getting ready to celebrate Hanukkah, and I was just wondering, like, what you usually do for Christmas, and do you have plans actually this year for Christmas or for the holidays, right? For the holidays.
Actually, normally I tend to go to friends, or normally have my daughter over, and I don't this year. But this year I've not really decided what I'm going to do. I think if anything, it's probably going to be work related. Because obviously there's a lot of a lot of my colleagues are going to be off, and so people are going to have to cover, and I think I might be one of them, and I don't
Yeah.
mind that, because I've raised my family, they're all grown up, and so I'm on my own, I'm not with anyone, and so I really don't have that many commitments in regard to that. So I'm happy to go and do that, so others can have their time. It's important, because that's what we do, don't we? We're very angelic in that nature. We give a lot, don't we?
Yeah. Giving,
So
give service.
yeah, yeah. So I don't really mind. I do think in January, though, I think I am going to take some time out. So what I'm going to do is just come off social media altogether, not permanently, just for a month, and then kind of come back in February, maybe March time. I'm not decided yet. I need to do that. I think this year alone, 2020, there's been so much that's gone on, and
It's been like a cyclone. It has. It's been like a cyclone.
Yeah.
I mean, when I look, I feel like I'm on. They pushed me to the, like, they said, you know what? Let's see what your life will be like if we do fast forward. Let's see if you can manage that. And so it's like going and going and going, but it's like I need a minute for myself, and so yeah, I completely understand that January, maybe even February. And I mean, I almost took the month of November. I mean, it doesn't feel like it, but I really did. I really wasn't like seeing clients, and I really wasn't doing a lot of extra work. Of course, my family would tell you, no, that's not the case, Mom. You've like been at it. But to me, I felt like I tried to step back from it. So it wasn't like 100%, but yeah, I mean, you got to take care of yourself. You know what I mean? So
yeah. I've not had a holiday this year, so 2020 I've not had a break, and
oh my gosh.
I think it's, yeah, I know. So I think it's probably due now, and I'm starting to feel it a little bit, especially with everything that's gone on this year. So yeah, I think it'd be nice
You
just to
should just
take.
like find a hot spring and go soak in it and just stay there for a few weeks. Come out all wrinkly.
Sounds great to me. I'm up for that. That sounds brilliant. Yeah, something like that would be great, definitely. But yeah, just a little bit of time now would be good, because obviously, the time is increasing, and it has been doing for about 15 years, slowly, incrementally, and especially over the last couple of years, time's quickened so much so. And it's become it's because we're getting closer and closer. We're getting closer and closer, you know, and so yeah, it's wonderful in so many ways at the moment. Yeah.
That is very true. I was going to say for so do you normally not do like celebrate New Year's, or it's just usually family time?
No, I do normally celebrate. I love celebrating New Year's and stuff like that. But I just think this year has been, you know, a very, for me, I can't say for others, but for me, I've done a lot this year. You know, I've been through a lot, gone through a lot, done a lot, and I kind of like, I'm not so like, you know, concerned about celebrating, you know, Christmas or the New Year. I know 5D is coming. To me, we're very, at the moment, we're very focused in regards, you know, this year has been a very focusing year for all of us who are, you know, born into service. For me, walked into service, you know.
Walked into it is right.
Yeah,
Thrown into service.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're like a
Catapulted,
fastball.
yeah,
Ready?
cannoned into it, yeah. Oh, in many ways, we've been, yeah, very much so. So, you know, we're in service, and I'm very mindful of that, very aware of that. I do think 2021 is going to be another epic year of lots of vibration, and I feel the consciousness like expanding now. It's really incredible.
Wow.
It feels, let me find the right words for you, okay?
Yeah.
So at the moment, it feels very loving. It feels very beautiful. It's almost like, the best way I can describe it is the one consciousness field right now feels, it's like on the precipice of change, but on a beautiful change. And it's like there's this awakening. It's almost like a flower blooming. And like when you see it like in its original form, it's beautiful. But when you see it blooming, it's like spectacular. And this is where we're at. We're on that precipice of change, and I feel it. And it's there, and the awakening that's happening is so, it's beautiful, you know,
Yeah.
more than our human words can describe. You know, it's way beyond this, and connecting with so many at the moment is such a beautiful thing, really. At the moment, I have been connecting with so many souls, so many
Even
different souls. It's
even
like
the animals
incredible.
want to be part.
Cosmos is here. Hi Cosmos.
That's Cosmos.
Brilliant. I love it.
He just coming in to give me kisses and running back out to go bark at whatever's happening in the neighborhood. Yep, here he goes. I'm
Absolutely.
sorry.
Well, that's what he's
I
doing.
mean,
That's what he's
it's
doing.
life, right? That's what's happening right now. I mean, I'm having to work from home, and I don't know if you're still going in for
Yeah.
work, or if you're partially working from home or whatever. But I think too, like feeling like that consciousness that you were saying, like a week ago, I literally was kind of feeling like a little bit down in the dumps, and I was like, wow, what is so heavy right now? And then yesterday I was starting to feel like a shift. So like literally within the period of a week. So I don't know what's happened within that week, but that must be that consciousness that you're talking about, the changing. But it doesn't feel as heavy to me. So but also, I mean, you know, I've only got, you know, whoever I'm working with at the time, but I feel like I'm only like doing like one little thing. Like I feel like I'm a drop in the water, you know. But then when we think of all the drops in the water that make the ocean, you know what I mean? Like it's like so many of us that are like doing this work, so many who are light workers who are doing this work, and that our ocean is starting to get, you know, instead of being half full, we're starting to get closer to, you know, full.
Yeah.
That didn't really come out right, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. We're all part of the whole, and you know, and this is what you're talking about. I get it. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that the Pleiadians have dropped in to come in and say hello. They want to be a part of it. So just
Oh,
letting you know that. Yeah,
thank
it's really,
you.
it's really cool. Yeah, they want to be a
Thank you for
part of
joining us.
it. Yeah.
That's
Same
nice.
here.
Do they have messages for us, or are they just listening in?
I don't know. If they want to say, they will say.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm specifically feeling. I can specifically see this being. It's kind of like blue and white, and of some kind of royal descent is what I'm feeling from this particular being, but it wants to be here for some reason, so it's welcome.
Oh, lovely. Well, welcome.
Mm.
Welcome indeed. So, so one of the things that I also had in my list, I had this holiday theme, so I guess I'm just staying with that. So, what is like I know you said that you get together with family. So, what is your favorite thing to do with family when you get together? So, do you like to decorate the trees, or do you like to go shopping, or do you like to, go, look at sparkly lights, or, like us, we have a white elephant that we usually do with the family. And then on Christmas Day, usually so every family will stay together and like open their gifts at home. And then we'll get together in PJs. And so it'll be all the families together in our PJs. And literally we'll just hang out all day long, eating and drinking, laughing, playing with the kids. Sometimes we'll go out for a sleigh ride. We've done that a couple of years. But what's your favorite holiday memories?
Cooking. I
Cooking?
love to, yeah,
Do
I
you
love to
really?
cook. I
Oh my
love to
God,
cook.
I
Yeah,
cannot cook.
I I love cooking. I was very fortunate. I had a very strong female mother. She is angelic in nature. I was gonna she was, but she is. She's angelic
Yeah.
in nature, and I was very fortunate to be brought up by a very strong woman. So she taught me a lot of things. I know how to cook, clean, sew, DIY, pretty much everything. And I was very self-sufficient. I cooked my first curry at the age of 11. So, I
Oh
was
wow.
brought up with these, abilities and skills very early on. Um, and so for me and my daughter, one of the things I love doing with her is cooking. Cooking is one of my favorite things to do, because when you're doing that, when you're cooking for someone or you're cooking with someone, you're kind of imbuing that food with love, with your vibration. And to me, that's like one of the best gifts you can give someone, when you've cooked and prepared something with your own hands, made from scratch and made with love. I mean, you can't get better than that.
Oh yeah.
That's the best potion ever.
It's
So I love doing that. And one of the things I love doing with my daughter is we have a bit of a banter. Me and my daughter, we like take the mick out of one another a lot. We have this thing between us. So one of my favorite things to do with her is definitely tease her a lot on various subjects. With very dry humor, it can be very funny, witty. It can be all of that. So yeah, we tend to do that. That's quite fun. I tease her a lot because I can, and
because you can.
yeah, exactly, because I can. And so yeah, that's one of my favorite things to do. There's also like one or two people that I like to connect with. Being a high vibrational being, there's not many um, there's not many people, not many souls on this planet that I can connect with, because it's simply because we just give
Right.
so much, and our vibration really demands really that people want a lot from us, and so we have to give, whether it's our vibration or whether it's advice, whether it's spiritual, development, whatever it might be. It's always in that manner, in the manner of giving. So there are not many beings that we can connect with where we can just be ourselves, and it's very difficult for us. Um, I've met many beings, ascended masters, source beings, and I still feel like, again, it's very much in student teacher kind of mode, and that's not something I automatically want to go into, but
No, you
it's
want to go into like you and me against the world, not let
well,
me treat you. Let me give you some bless you, grasshopper.
I think one of the loveliest things for me is just to be able to be myself, and I
Yeah,
can't do that with many because of the role and the vibration that I am here for. And so it's very difficult just to be with someone and not for them for not want something from you, because there always is something. we were
yeah,
born
yeah.
we were born here to do this. So there is a particular being that I spend some time with. I've known her for a long time, and she's incredible, and just she's the same. you know she
So she
she
helps
also,
fill up your cup.
well, we kind of just we allow each other just to be, as we are, without
Yeah,
any
yeah.
judgment, without any expectation. Just allow us to be with one another. This is not someone I'm romantically involved with or anything
Yeah.
like that. It's just another beautiful being that I've had the very, fortunate event to meet almost 20, 25 years ago. And
Aren't those
we
the
obviously,
best friends?
yeah,
Those
yeah,
long time friendships that you just
yeah,
like, it's like when you get back together, it's like you've never been apart, you know what I mean?
exactly.
And then you can still like tease them like when you did when you were kids, and then you got all these old stories that you can like laugh about. That's the best. Yeah.
It's the wisdom, it's the wisdom that's shared between us. It's always so profound, always so amazing. And I love that. I love the fact that we can just share. One of the things I love doing is, sitting and having a cup of tea and with a bit of cake or whatever, and just
Yes,
sharing
tea
something
and
amazing.
crumpets.
Yeah, yeah.
Or
Crumpets.
chocolate maybe,
Ah!
right? Isn't chocolate isn't chocolate your favorite?
Chocolate is my favorite. Yeah,
Chocolate cake? Was that what you want? Chocolate cake?
yeah, yeah. Definitely. Yeah, tea and cake always.
I'm a sucker for chocolate too. That is like my one downfall. Oh my
Yeah,
God. Do not put a piece of chocolate in front of me. I'll be like, you didn't want that, right?
yeah. It's gone.
Yeah.
What
Did
chocolate?
I
What are you on
eat
about?
you?
Well, there was chocolate. There was. I don't know. Where'd you put it?
See chocolate. What are you talking about? Oh my God. That is so funny. So what do you cook that's chocolate?
I cook a really mean chocolate fudge cake. It's Nigella Lawson's recipe. It's very rich, so you only need a small slice of it. And so, one of my favorite things to do was on my birthday every year, when I used to work with a team. I used to make this chocolate cake and bring it into work, and so people could have some of it, And it was one of my favorite things to do. Yeah, it's really cool. I like that.
Wow. Well, surprisingly, today is my daughter's birthday.
Oh, cool. Happy birthday.
I know, right? Happy birthday, Alyssa.
Yes,
but
absolutely.
but it's so funny because when you like you were saying, oh, birthday cakes and the back to celebrations and parties. Um, I feel like really bad that I can't like normally we would like try to go and get together with her on the weekend, and like we're just not doing that. And even with Christmas, like we're kind of like doing that early instead of at Christmas time. And then that way, they'll be home at Christmas and we'll be at home at Christmas, and everybody's just going to be home at Christmas. Zoom calling, I guess. But one of the things that I was thinking about is like, what do you think about like staying in your heart and like finding your joy? Like what I don't know, like pretend parties are you gonna do? What kind of pretend parties are you going to have in trying to like keep the happiness going? You know what I mean? Like I'm thinking about doing like a gnome hunt. So taking some gnomes,
Hmm.
putting them, putting them like out, like so like on a path where you can find the gnomes, and then like have little like gifts or candy or something with them. I don't know. I was like trying to make things up to like be inventive.
I think Wendy, it depends on how you see it. Like, I don't care. I care not much for the rules that they make here on planet Earth. I really don't care about the rules that they made for the COVID stuff. So I'm
Yeah.
pretty much going to go and do what I want to do regardless. And I think I'm going to carry on as life as normal, because I kind of feel like if the whole planet just exactly ignores it and just continues, there's not a lot they can do about it. Do you know what I mean? They'd
Yeah.
struggle. They need compliance, and if you don't comply, then it is what it is, and they're going to struggle to enforce that. So I think just carry on as normal. If I want to go and see someone, whether they're in my tier group or
You're
not, I'll
gonna
go and
go.
do it. I
Yeah.
don't care.
Yeah.
And I'm not being flippant in
That's
regards to,
no, but you're not being
you know,
flippant, but still just saying, you know what? Same thing. I mean, I've been still getting together with friends and family, and I mean, not the same large amount that we would normally do, but like, smaller groupings or whatever. So, but still,
mm,
it's like I'm not shutting people completely out. I think if people are doing that, I think that's like where it becomes difficult for them. You know what I mean? Where their vibration is just like sludge.
yeah,
Like,
I think,
like walking in mud. Have you ever walked in mud? Like been out in the
yeah,
literally like boots,
yeah.
tennis shoes. I mean, we were a few years. I know you're trying to say something, right? I'm like blah blah blah.
No, it's okay. Go on, go on.
Okay, so we were at this event, and it was a concert, and it rained, and it was literally freshly laid sod, like it probably hadn't been there a week. Well, by the time all of us had trampled through it, the party goers, to come see this concert, people were losing their shoes in the mud.
Brilliant.
I mean, the mud was taking shoes.
Yeah,
And I had like people that had come with us that like walked home with like one shoe.
amazing.
So it was,
I love that.
yeah, or back to the car anyway, because they couldn't find it. Like it was
Yeah,
like stuck in the mud. And
yeah,
I think that's what happens when people are like not trying to continue to like do the things that they enjoy, and find something, make something, invent something like gnomes, a gnome trail.
yeah. Absolutely. I think you just got to go with whatever's comfortable. I mean, some family members, they will definitely, or friends are going to be like, oh no, got to social distance, got to follow the rules. We're in tier 3 and you're in tier 2 and da 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 da.
Yeah.
And that's okay, because I think there's something to be learned in separation. you know and people feel it. That's the thing. It's like, well, how much longer are people
Yeah.
prepared to stay in separation? I mean, there's a lot of information going around, in regards to what governments are doing all over the world at the moment. Some are saying that even if you take the COVID-19 vaccination, you're still going to have to wear masks. They're talking about wearing masks for a long time, not just a short time. They're talking about their tiers still staying in place. So there's a lot of
Yeah.
contradictory, you know, um, statements coming from government at the moment, not just the UK, all over the world at the
Right.
moment.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
think
We're
you just got
definitely
to
going through.
follow. You got to follow what's in your heart. If you want to go and see your friend, and they're okay with it, and then meet up and see them. And I think it's just about just continue life as normal. I think the government, this is what we came for. This is what our light
Yeah.
workers came for. We came for this. We knew this was coming. David Icke has been talking about it for 30 years. He's wrote
Yeah.
lots of books on it, and he's been talking about it for a long, long time. And this is exactly it. The agenda that they planned a long time ago is coming to fruition, and they are planning it, and they have planned this meticulously. But so has the
Yeah.
light. It
Right.
isn't just one way. The light have also planned. That's why we are here.
Yeah.
That's why we came. To free,
Or that
the beings of
convergence,
this
that
planet.
meeting of the minds.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's more of a being of the souls. This is what we're seeing, being of the vibration. So people are waking up, and rapidly and really, really quickly and really, really like soon. It's like now, we're seeing it, all over the world at the moment. So yeah, it's
Yeah. Yeah.
incredible.
Well, it's funny. You were saying divine masculine starting to, come into their awareness. So my husband has been around my activities, obviously for many, many years,
Hmm.
way more than I'd like to tell you. But recently, so I mean, so he's watched me doing, meditation and drumming and whatever my little heart desires, buying crystals and the stuff that I do with crystal skulls, and he, thank God for him because he lets me be me. He calls me crazy, but aside from that,
Hmm.
you know, he pretty much lets me, do what I want to do. So, what a blessing, right? But the other night he was not really like he was up really early, and so he was like kind of tired, and so he came up with hey, I'm gonna go upstairs and meditate. I was like, what? I go, yeah, right. I was like, you're doing what?
Mm.
And then he laughs and he goes, I'm just kidding.
Brilliant. I love it. It's
I'm
funny.
like, you're such a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it's got
Pain
a
in
good
the
sense of
ass.
humor. I like it.
But yeah, but he does. He's got a great sense of humor. But you know what? He probably, when he laid down to take a nap, he probably did. Like his higher self probably said, haha, guess what? I got you now, buddy.
Mm. Well, he's gonna have no choice, because it's coming. Is like the higher the vibration get, and the closer we get to 5D, he's gonna have to come into it like big
Yeah.
time. He's gonna feel it. I find it interesting that those that decided to come in like at this particular vibration, because I feel like the ones that I've had contact with who are coming into their vibration right now is like a bit of a jolt, like a real jolt for them,
Like
and
a
it's
real, like a
Yeah.
shock.
Yeah, it's a very traumatic awakening. I'm finding, especially those who like come in with a bang. And at the moment, Gaia's vibration is so high, like you're coming in with a bang. But you know
Yeah.
what I've also discovered is the ones that are coming in right now. You guys, they're thrill seekers. That's why they do it. You like, it's like if you can think of
Go big or go
the
home. Go
yeah,
big
it's
or go
like
home.
the biggest roller coaster on the planet that gives you the biggest high. They'll be like, I'm on it. I'm going there. And I think this is what it is with them. And I think the ones that come in after, they're just like, again, levels of like, thrill
Yeah,
seekers.
steps.
And you know what? It's also a test as well. It's a real big test on your own soul to see whether you can do it and come in this late. Because doing it gradually is like can be a blessing. It can be difficult, but actually it's gentle. That's the other
Yeah,
thing.
it's gentle.
When you're coming in right now, it's like being hit. It's like you've
Hit in
been
the
hit with
head.
hit with a freight train. That's what That's kind of like what it's like at the moment, and not sure
I,
where they're coming or going. It's very interesting to
I
see
just
that.
I just got the Monty Python's image in my head. Oh man.
It's funny. I like that. It's exactly
That's
like
what
that.
the guys went to the last minute. That's
Yeah,
what they're doing.
yeah,
Thunk.
yeah, exactly. And it's like,
Oh
boom, you're in.
god.
It's incredible. It really is incredible. Yeah, I'm liking it at the moment. That's why we're so busy, though. This is why I'm so busy
Yeah.
at the moment. I'm very much like doing the videos, but also doing the one-to-one thing as well. I mean, that's like I'm
Yeah.
busy. Yeah, like every day this week, every day next week, booked. Like
Seriously? That's
yeah,
a lot. Yeah,
yeah,
that's you're putting out way more than I'm putting out. So
yeah.
here, let me send you some good energy.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Well, it's so funny because I mean, like you said, your frequency is like it's such a high, and then I mean, they're just different. That's all there is to it because we relate on different levels based off of frequency, right? And I know mine has been coming up and up. Where I used to be here like a year ago, now I'm here, but you're still way up here going, hey, hi, how are you guys?
I know.
so
I know.
so it's easier for me. I mean, honestly, even though I'm being jocular, like the ability to just like stay in your joy, it really makes a difference to just be able to be like, like, okay, like, even though we're having this conversation and yes, I'm going to share it, right? It's like, it doesn't feel like work, right? And I didn't want it to feel like work. I wanted it to feel like we were just like having a good time and,
Yeah.
just like visiting with a friend. I'm sorry I didn't bring tea.
That's all right. You're forgiven.
Thanks. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no, absolutely right. That's exactly what it's like, yeah. Staying in your joy is very difficult. I mean, for the divine masculine, I'd say don't bother. Just go through your stuff. You know,
Yeah.
forget about attaining any of that at the moment. Just work through your stuff, go and heal, go and
Yeah.
heal all of this conditioning,
It's going to be a lot of
programming.
healing for sure.
Oh God, like I'm feeling it with them at the moment. And I've been through some of my own as well this year as well. And
Right.
so experiencing that as well as, feeling it from the divine masculine on the one consciousness level is like, it's intense at the moment. So I'm
Yeah.
definitely feeling it from them. So we're going through it, yeah, at the moment. And it's not just males, it's divine feminine too going through theirs as well, but not as
Right.
many. The masculine seems to be vast at the moment. And it's beautiful because the more that I switch on to Facebook, I see more and more divine masculine sitting around tables and all having Zoom discussions, which wasn't heard of, even six
No.
months ago, and all of a
Yeah.
sudden there people are turning up and appearing, and it's wonderful. And I love this, I've had people contact me saying, they're part of an angelic group or a source group or a ascended master group. And, it's so beautiful as well to have that kind of contact from, people as well, to see what's going on. It's
Yeah.
cool. It's really, really cool, but it's not easy. So my advice is just do your work, man. I'm with
Dude.
you. I'm with
Sorry,
you, right?
I mean, we all did, right? We all had homework to do. I mean,
Yeah.
I know they're always giving me new homework. So it's always something to go through and to study and to experience, which, thank you, because otherwise it might be awfully boring down here if we're all just lovey-dovey.
Absolutely. Yeah. And,
but but
this moment is also about, kind of divine feminine supporting their divine masculine. That's what
yeah,
I'm asking for. It's like the other day, um, I was at home and, I kind of like was feeling a little bit kind of alone and lonely. So I said to one of my friends that I know, I said to her, do you mind if you can connect with me astrally and like come and just give me a cuddle, in my bed and just cuddle
right,
up to me while I fall asleep, because I think I really need that, right? I really do need that tonight.
right,
I
right.
need that from you. And she's like, yeah, of course, no problem. And that's exactly what she did, and it was lovely. And that's kind of what I'm talking about, whether that's astrally or physically or whatever it is
Right.
you need for the time being, to help you through this, difficult kind of, transition of healing all of this programming, belief systems, and conditioning, that we've all been conditioned within our 3D selves.
Yeah.
Use what you can use to help you to get through it, and your divine feminine, are here.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about twin flames and soulmates, different level. I'm
Right,
just
right.
talking about the fact that, if you have spiritual connections, you can always ask them for things, or do a meditation with me, or shall we do a little bit of healing, because I really need that from you. So yeah,
Yeah.
ask, right? Ask for it.
Yeah.
I
Well,
do.
I'll send you some energy light, some
Thanks.
Isis energy.
What, the goddess?
Send you some Isis energy.
Isn't she the goddess of sex?
Maybe.
All right, I know you're gay.
Well,
I've
I was
met
gonna
ones
ask
like
you
you
earlier,
before.
just a little something, something.
Uh-huh, uh-huh, yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, no, happily. Isis is amazing. I love her. She's incredible. So yes, of course, always.
She's- oh, I'm turning a little pink. I was gonna ask you earlier if like doing all your like work ended up making you celibate, but I guess we're off that subject.
Yeah, I no, I've been guided by Father to be single for the time being and kind
Yeah,
of like
yeah.
concentrate on my own energy. He's very much been
Me
guiding
too.
me. Yeah.
Shh, don't tell my husband. Shh.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that might be a difficult one for you. So no, I'm staying single at least for a while now,
Yeah, yeah.
and we'll see. But I say that, and then someone comes in that's pretty spectacular, and then it's not that I choose to be; it's more that angelics don't have free will. Okay,
Right,
so that's
right.
something
Like
people
the
need to
course
be
is
aware of.
decided.
Yeah, we don't have that.
Mhm.
We don't have the free will. And so my vibration is very much used a lot to help many to come into their vibration or to move them on with their vibration. Those are the two elements that my vibration is used for. Sometimes it's a connection as well, like coming back on past lives. It can be helping those to explore their own vibration and what that means to them. So I'm very much like in service and used in this way, and that's fine,
Yeah.
because that's what I came here for. So when I say, I'm not going to be in a relationship, Father might have other plans with that, because
Yeah.
he
You
generally
might
does.
sneak somebody in there and you'll be like, oh, surprise.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah, exactly,
That's funny.
exactly. Yeah,
So I actually had in my in my line of questions, so
yeah.
switching off of parties to switching to visiting. So it's in the back of my mind. It's actually way in the front of my mind that I want to come and see crop circles next year in the UK.
Hmm.
So with that being the case, I wanted to find out, have you ever gone? Have you ever gone and like sat in a field where the crop circles were at? I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know like your proximity to any of these locations or whatever, but
I reckon they'll probably be a couple of hours away. A lot of it is down south, is what I gather. No, I haven't. There is. I've seen a lot of them, obviously.
yeah,
Not actually in person, but actually, online. And
right
there's
online.
there's
Me
there's
too.
only ever been two that really resonate with me. All the others, not so much. But there were two that really, really resonated. I thought there's something there. I'm not quite sure what it was. In fact, it was so powerful that I felt like I needed to actually have it tattooed on my 3D being for some reason.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, and I never get guided to do that.
Do you have
The only
tattoos?
I don't.
What?
I am being guided though. I need to have a couple. Metatron's
Yeah.
cube is obviously the first one, and the
Yeah.
flower of life and the tree of life, and obviously this one particular crop circle that I saw also. But yeah, those are the only
That's a
ones.
lot of locations to pick out. The
Not really.
arm, the chest, the
Yeah.
back, the leg.
Yeah. I think I'm looking at arms, front and back for sure with those. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
It's
that'll be cool.
it's funny. I just have a couple of them,
Yeah.
but I do feel called to have more. And it's funny, for me, I had a triangle with a circle was calling me a lot. And I'm like it's so simple, but why just a triangle? And I still haven't figured out why. But but it resonates with me. I feel like it's like such a solid, like the triangle and circle are such a solid building block. Like everything else can come from it. So the circle, whether you elongate it or squash it or smush it, the triangle, of course, can fit into squares, and so it all, it all
Oh,
can
that's
and
interesting.
can. Yeah, I don't know. That's anyhow. It's kind of boring, but
Should I tell you? Do you want to know?
yes, tell me.
Yeah. The triangle is to do with Metatron. Everything's done in threes, so that's why you've got 3 points. Now, just about everything on planet Earth can be measured with a triangle. Did you know you can measure a donut by using a triangle? Did you know that? You can measure the surface of a donut.
No clue.
Yeah, check it out. It's real. Check it out. So,
Math is not my strong point. Math and cooking. I know cooking,
no,
not too much
I know,
math.
I know. So the 3 points recommend a lot of things. A lot of things are done in threes. Metatron loves 333, of course, and
Yeah.
the triangle is Metatron's thing. That's his. That's it's created. So a lot of
Oh,
things
so
are done in
apparently I love
threes.
you on a secret down low nobody knew about.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. So when we think about threes, past, present, and future,
Yeah.
those kind of things, a lot of things, Bible mentions things in threes, there's a lot of three things you can mention. Even some of the stuff I do is in threes sometimes. And sometimes it's done in fours, but normally it's done in threes. The 3 point of a triangle is very important. When I do spiritual kind of get-togethers, and I only do this with one or two beings now. I don't do it with many. We always, when we do things and we're bringing things forward, we always do it in threes. So there's always going to be three beings there.
Yeah.
The circle is infinite. It never ends. It's infinite. That's what you're seeing. That's what that means. Forever,
Uh,
always going. And that actually, the circle refers to a lot of things that a lot of people aren't aware of. There are things outside of this universe that refer to the shape of a circle, and it's very sacred in many ways.
oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Oh, now I need to go get my tattoo. Now,
You
where
too.
to put it? Maybe over my heart.
Nice. That's a nice location. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I love the heart. Yeah.
So, what are some of the favorite sacred places you've gone to? There's so many,
um,
right? There's just church. I feel like churches all fit into that realm, and
I do love
like,
churches. There's some churches I've been into that I don't feel anything, and there are others where the vibration is really, really high, and I love that. So that's pretty cool. Stonehenge was
I
one.
think Stonehenge. See, now I would love to go there. And I always think of like cathedrals, like not just regular churches, but like cathedrals are always like these big dynamic buildings, and sometimes they seem like they've got more, I don't know, more oomph.
No, I just think that's a perception of it. The thing is, we're all becoming so high vibrationally sensitive. You will be able to feel it.
Yeah.
Cathedrals, not so much. No, I've been in smaller churches where I've like the energy is like off the scale. It's like I can feel it. I need to sit down, and that's how powerful
Yeah.
it is. So I think it depends on which ones you go to. But yeah, cathedrals, not so much. Not the ones that I've been to. Not in England anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe abroad it might be different because obviously Gaia is everywhere, and her meridian lines are everywhere. So but Stonehenge is pretty pretty powerful. I kind of feel that the places that are untouched, you know, by
Hmm.
man, usually
Right. Yeah, because it
resonate.
really is, right? It's not
Yeah,
like
yeah,
what they did out at Mount Rushmore.
yeah.
Let's carve up the side of the mountain and turn it into faces.
Exactly. So those places where, like, you know, where it's not been touched by humans is pretty powerful because, you know, it's raw, it's not been touched, and it's pure in the
Yeah.
purest form. So yeah,
I think
those
that's why I
places.
like going to out in South Dakota, uh, out in the Badlands.
Mm,
It's just, nobody's building anything. It's the Badlands. So, it's a lot of gorgeous rock, and it feels very Arizona like, with the different layers of color that are there. And,
mm,
when the sun's anytime during the day, the sun's shining on it, whether it's, sunrise, sunset, or the middle of the afternoon, it's just always beautiful for the eyes to see.
mm,
Even though it's not like there's like, I mean, it's the Badlands, so it's not like things like trees growing all over the place. But there are some here. I mean, there are some areas where, yeah, of course, there's vegetation,
mm,
um, but it's kind of desert-esque, but it's so pretty.
mm,
It's in such a natural state that
mm.
it's highly visited, year over year. And then of
Yeah.
course out here there's Yellowstone, which a lot of that is still just magical as it can be. And I have never gone there.
Wow.
It's like on my to-do list. So hopefully I will, hopefully I'll get a chance to go and do that. So
That would be cool.
one more question that I had for you was,
Sure.
weird off subject. So conferences,
Mm.
did you like go to like conferences either for work or like spiritual work that you're like, oh, I should go to this or I should go to that, or you used to but you want to again, that kind of stuff?
There's only one conference that I've ever been to, and that was held in Canada, and it was a couple of years ago now. And it was me and another person. We went to a conference that was being hosted by Chiron. Chiron was there, and
Oh.
so it was a weekend thing, and
Uh-huh.
it was beautiful. I wasn't quite sure before I got there what the reason for that was, and then me and this particular person that I went with,
Hmm.
um, I realized on the first day, because it was a Saturday and Sunday thing. I realized that when we, because it was in Canada, when we got there, and I was
Uh-huh.
like, I know exactly why we're here. So it wasn't necessarily to do with the channeling, although it was beautiful and the vibration was high and a lot of beautiful people there. It was to do with me and this particular person witnessing an ascended master at work. That was why we were there, to witness
Oh,
that.
wow.
And so that kind of, it's the kind of thing we do as high vibrational beings. We tend to witness a fair bit of things, and it's just important. How can I explain it to you in a way that would be beneficial? Sometimes we are called upon in the 3D physical realm to witness a particular experience, because we know with the passing of time it would be lost. And so for us, it's a joy in so many ways to be able to um, witness these ascended masters, source beings, like doing their stuff. It's incredible for us. You know, we don't necessarily need to be a part of it when we're not there. We're there for that, but we're there to witness it for sure. 100%. And that was what it was for. Because it was
Wow.
interesting, because I was guided to go the first day, which was a Saturday, but then I was very much guided not to do the second, which was a Sunday. And so the person I was with, I was like, you go to the second one,
let's
because I kind
let's
of feel
skip
like,
it.
well, no,
Let's
no,
play
no,
hooky.
no. She went to the second one. I said, so you got to go, because this is her thing, and she was very much like guided to go, and she was already into knowing there was some stuff on the second day that she really wanted to be aware of and a part of. Yet I was guided not to go for the second day. So it's things like that. It's pretty incredible. You know.
Stop, Cosmo. So,
Cosmo's playing. I like it.
I don't know what he's like so excited about. You. Thank you. Tell him to be quiet.
No,
Would
I
you
like him
connect with
playing.
him heart to heart?
I like it. No, I like him playing. It's cool. He's expressing his joy.
You're just
I
a
like
troublemaker, aren't you? He's so happy. It's like, it's not 30 degrees out. It's like, what is it? Like 40 something. Let me just look. Oh, 53. So I've got like the patio door so we can kind of run in and outside. So yeah, I thought it was like in the 40s. I didn't know it was so warm. But I was like, all right, let me just like let you run in and out. And he's just like, yay, it's playtime.
Brilliant.
Buddy.
Why not?
Yeah. He's a
That's
sweetie. Good. Okay, so what do I have here last? Oh. I had a oh, can you imagine an angel conference when all of us go who are angels and the energy would be like, damn.
We already do this. So what people aren't aware, and some angelics will be aware of this, is that we have a place that was created. It looks like Earth, but it's not like Earth. And it's a realm that's not known to many. And it's where the angels hang out. So basically, it's a place. Okay, let me explain it to you so you understand. It's a place that looks like Earth. So all of it's green. Okay. It's not actually, I can't tell you if the planet's round, square, triangle, whatever. That's not what I saw. What I saw was this table outside, and it's a round table. So not a complete round, but rectangle and then round edges is what I see. And this table has got chairs. It's made out of wood. It's not made out of anything else. It's made out of wood, and it's a very long table as well. So that long table is where a lot of the angelics just turn up. They can do this astrally. They can do this in many different ways, just to come and talk. And what that place is a place for the angelics to come and discuss the ongoing stuff that's happening here on planet Earth, and maybe kind of exchanging information, advice, guidance, that kind of stuff, and it's all shared amongst them. And so Father was in on this and was aware of this, and what he did, he's so clever. What he did is he created what would be seen as a very thin ring around the table, so it completely covers the table. And so at any time that any of the angelics wanted to connect with Father, they would just have to be in that ring, put their hand in their ring or their being in that ring, and they could connect with Father that way. It's like almost like a direct telephone line, and he created that. He created that, and again, it's just an exchange of vibration, exchange of information, guidance. It's just there. It's just required. It's just that was just something that was created quite recently, actually, probably about 6 months ago, something like that.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
I have to start to put some intent to go there. I probably already do. There's so much I just don't know. It just,
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's not. We don't call it. It's not the high table or anything like that. It's just a place for the angelics to get together on a regular basis and just kind of
children's table.
Yeah, it's kind of like catching up with everything. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool in many ways. Yeah. That's cool. It's good. So things like that. I'm aware of things like that happen. So
yeah, that's really awesome.
Was that your question?
I was well, with having the angels at a conference, I was envisioning it on the 3D level with having a bunch of angels like at the front and it like ready, like speaker after speaker, and then everybody else being like on their kindergarten mats, with a pillow because the energy would be so high they don't want to be sleeping. And be like, grab your pillow, kids, let's take a nap.
Yeah, exactly. Here's your milk. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So the table is new, so that's cool. So speaking of new, what kind of fun things are coming for next year? Is it more of the same with the energy of what's happening now, or Are there like some delightful moments, some highlights to look forward to?
I don't think, okay. I kind of feel like there's going to be, Gaia's vibration is high at the moment. It's just going to continue to get higher. She's not dropping the vibration. So for those of
Yeah.
you who are looking for a reprieve, it ain't happening. Like either you're going to do the work or it's going to send you a little bit more insane, and then it will push you into a corner and you're going to either come out fighting or go, I can't deal with this. Whichever
Right,
you
right,
choose is no judgment. It's just the way it is. So, it's going to keep the ones who are prepared to do the work, and it will take you to 5D. I kind of feel like next year there's going to be parallels running. So what I feel for next year is we're going to see massive changes in spirituality, and we're going to see massive change on the planet as a result, because our vibration changes, so will the stuff here on planet Earth as well. They're both
right.
linked. There's no separation with that. So we're going to see some massive changes. I feel massive changes. I feel like at the moment it's crap. We're all going through it.
Yeah,
This year, 2020, has been a pretty, traumatic year for many, many. And I feel like we are coming out of that. We're coming out of that, and now we're heading into, a vibration that's a little bit more stable, a bit more of a breather before more stuff's brought forward. I also feel like a lot of our abilities are going to start coming online. It's already starting to now. There's many out there that are practicing telepathy, um, and various other ways. Light language has always been around. Light language to me is you're just speaking vibration. That's exactly what
yeah,
you're doing. And the next stage of it is telepathy. And so that's going to be a pretty amazing thing. And I know many people are practicing this already. So we are going to be infinitely more connected. You're going to find, because I found this year, that you're going to be wanting to be connected to your soul family even more closer than you've ever been before. So
yeah.
when I speak to my, because obviously I know where I'm from,
Right, right.
and I don't share that because obviously people don't need to know this information, but the people that are within that family group, I connect with them. And I always say, I've been saying for the last few months, the words I've been saying is stay close to me. It's really important that you stay close. And I keep reiterating these words: stay close to me, stay close to me. It's really important. And we went through a stage, I think it was about a month, 2 months ago, where I was saying to them, you need to stay close to me. I says, I don't know why, I don't understand it, but this is what I'm getting. You need to stay close. And what I mean by that is you need to stay in touch with me, stay in
Right.
contact with me, let me know you're okay, let me know everything's all right. And I feel like I feel like many kind of, soul family groups are doing this right now, like staying close, having contact pretty much every day or every other day. And, video chatting, Zoom chatting, whatever, that's kind of happening a lot. And so we're going to see more of this. Yeah. And technology
Yeah.
coming forward. I'm very much looking forward to teleportation. I want this on the planet.
Yes.
I've
Me
been dreaming
too.
about it. Yeah, I've been dreaming about it for about 2 years now. So
Oh man.
yeah, yeah.
It
So
reminds me of so many books I used to read where they'd like go to a spot. I don't want it to have to go to a spot. I want to just be where I am and then teleport.
yeah,
Like beam me up, Scotty, right?
yeah,
But in this book, and don't ask me what it was, it's many years ago. I was reading a lot of fantasy books. Surprise. A lot of books about dragons and wizards. Right,
nice. Yes.
but it was like a teleportation, so you would like go to the teleportation device, and so it would be like if you would imagine like going from a phone booth and then showing up in another phone booth, kind of one of
Yeah,
those things. So yeah,
yeah,
but yeah, so that's definitely always been in the back of my mind too, that like that would be like so cool to have that just like kick in, like to
yeah.
jump from one spot of the universe to another and just be like, ta-da,
Mm,
here I am. So
mm.
yeah.
I think we're going to see this. We're going to see this. This is one of the things. And one of the things I'm really looking forward to is like, the med beds, really looking forward to that, looking forward to people understanding that they can just don't even need that. You can actually heal with vibration. There has to be a transition with this.
Yeah.
We're seeing the levels of like what. Mm. So I've seen the book for humanity's evolution. That's what I call it.
Yeah.
Um, And humanity's evolution was not created by Father. It's been followed through by Father and many other beings. He is completely aware of the actual book itself. So the book is about this thick, yeah. I was showing this probably about, I don't know, about a month ago, about a month, 2 months ago. So
Mm.
when I read the title says humanity's evolution. And so I wanted to flick through the book, but they wouldn't allow me for
Keep
obvious
trying, keep
reasons.
trying.
Yeah, I really wanted to have a look, and the person
Read it
that
by
showed.
osmosis.
Oh, where she took me, she was clever. She knew what she was doing. So she says you can't read that book, and she says, you know why? And I'm like, yeah, I know why.
Yeah.
But I said to her, okay, well, no, I can't read it, but can you tell me, like, how far we are? And she says, oh, you're on the third or fourth chapter of this book. I'm like, really?
Fourth
And
chapter. Wow.
she's like, yeah. She says, she says, she finds it really amusing that we're so like keyed in and so kind of hooked, on this ascension being like, everything, and it feels like this right now, right?
It
But
does.
actually, according to the evolution of humanity
Before
book, I'm only like third or fourth chapter in. Yeah, but
120,000 chapters and we're in chapter 4.
there's gonna be there's a lot, a lot of detail in that book.
Wow.
It was pretty thick. So I was like, has it been planned? And she's like telling me, yeah, it's all been planned. This has already been planned. This is the experience that humanity chose to have. So I was like, wow. So that was a nice revelation for me. So
Yeah.
yeah, things like that. I get to see things like that, which is cool. It's nice to share it as well with you guys. So yeah, I don't get to share these things very often. So when we do these chats, it's cool. I get to share these little things with you. It's cool. Yeah. So this is just the beginning, of it, or of it
Yeah.
all, of it all. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
just it sounds so incredible, and it's so funny because I feel like each time like you make a new connection and you're like chatting with somebody that you haven't met before and you're getting to know them, kind of that, that, oh hey, what do you do? Here's what I do, and just kind of getting to know each other a little bit on that basis. And then you think that how incredible it is that so many of us are like having to go through these experiences. It's like little puzzle pieces like clicking together, and then I mean the puzzle must be as big as the book, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Because I just can't even fathom it. It's just it's so above my pay grade to think about like all these people who have to connect and get together and like make their have their conversation, and then healing each other, or the bouncing off each other that happens, the kind of the like somebody's there as a catalyst, right? Somebody's there for a catalyst to get you to like move to the next stage, prompt you, whether it's good or bad. I mean, it could be somebody who's like making it a challenge. It could be a challenged catalyst,
Yeah.
but a catalyst nonetheless. But that each of these conversations and healings or connections that are happening are all like part of the plan.
Mm.
That it's part of the plan. So
Yeah. This experience is so intricately linked. I mean, it's so intricate, really. You'll never understand the detail that everything's been planned to. I mean, really, really, really planned. There's things I know about the reptilians which will come out later on,
yeah,
which means we will change the way we see them and change the way that they will be in this particular experience. And it's things like that I'm aware of, and will come forward. Humanity is not ready for it yet, but they will be. We're definitely getting there. I mean, some of the stuff I hear. I mean, I do think sometimes things are very much overcomplicated. Because one of the things that I know is that actually everything's very simple. It's the
yeah,
human brain that complicates it, and it's the imagination that wants to
The
make it
imagination. We create
more
stories.
spectacular than it really is, you know. And you know, my understanding of creation, especially in regards to universes and planets, and it's very simple. It's not complicated. It's very, very simple.
We're all triangles and circles.
Sacred geometry has a lot to do with it. Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. I can't thank you enough for spending this time with me today. And you know, I had a lot of fun. I hope you had a good time too.
It was fun. It was fun.
So any last minute messages with Source or the Plieadians, like to just ping us with one last, like a kicker?
The Pleiadians are watching, very much watching, very closely. In fact, they're telling me that they're watching with fascination, in great detail, at everything that's going on right now on planet Earth, because they feel like this is a pinnacle moment for humanity at the moment, and the fate of Earth decides the fate for many others. It's very intricately linked. So they're very interested, for sure. They're interested in making the connection as well. I feel
Beautiful.
that from them. They can't wait. They miss their family. There's a lot of family here, a lot of Pleiadian families here. They're missing them. They want to reconnect with them. They know who they are. They want to reconnect with them. Yes, I know. I've got a connection with you. Shh.
Me? Am I in that group?
Yes, you are in that group. Yeah. What else do you need to tell me? It's like a TV show. Earth is like a TV show right now. And they're watching with great fascination. And you have the universe's attention right now. That's
very
interesting,
exciting.
isn't it?
Wow. Well, good job, humanity.
Yeah. Everyone, everything.
Yeah.
Everyone. Oh, okay. Okay, slow down. So also, what I'm hearing is it's not just the attention of the ones that are known, but the ones that are unknown. So you definitely have the attention of the dragons where you never had that before. So this is a new thing. The dragons being here, and the elven community too. Yeah, they're not quite there with coming on board with that, but they're getting there. They're very interested in the dragons, and the dragons and the elven community are very interlinked. Hence why the attention on humanity is also brought their attention onto humanity as well. Because as the dragons are interested, elvens are also interested as well. Whatever the dragons are interested in, the elven community will be interested in, because the elven community reveres the dragons, always has done.
Beautiful.
Very
That's exciting.
Very linked. I see a union of Pleiadians connecting with family on Earth. I see it in actual physicality. Is what I'm seeing.
Wow.
I'm very much looking forward to that day. Arcturus also feels the same way, connecting with family members. Yet they feel differently. So with the Pleiadians, it feels like family to me, and almost like something's missing, you know, in their realm. Something's missing out of their family, and so a lot of the family are here, and I feel like they can't wait to, like, what I see is the Pleiadians, like, you know, hugging their family members and missing them and saying, you know, we've missed you, you know, we're so glad you're back, you know, we've missed you in this family, we've missed you not being here, we've felt, you know, your presence not being here, we've felt it, and we're so glad that you're back and we are connected again as a family. This is what I see. Arcturus, they're like, it's different for them. They're just like, yeah, you can do this. Just go and do it. Like, you
Get in
don't,
there. Chin up.
yeah, just like, you can do this. Yes, your vibration's, missing, but it's cool. We kind of like feel you. We know you're around. We know you're doing your stuff. You're epic, you know. Once you're done, you'll return. So their energy is slightly different. It's almost like a confidence with them. It's like, no, like they're complete. Like they can just do it. It's like, they're going to do their thing, have their experience, expand, more of who they are. Yeah, that's kind of what I feel. Let's bring in Father, see what Father's got to say. Oh, Father's just laughing today. Oh yeah. Okay. Why? What's happening with that? Oh, he's just very pleased at how he's very proud is what I'm feeling. He's very proud. He's very proud of like the work that's going on at the moment. Not just what's happened right up to this point, but everything in the past too. Because what he's saying to me, or what he's trying to convey to me, is that the reason you're at this particular point is because of everything that's happened in the past, and it wasn't a coincidence. So the effort, the diligence, the energy, the vibration that's been put in the past is definitely a reflection of the present moment, which almost sets us on a path for the future, which he's very proud of. Not just, he's definitely feeling the divine masculine, but that's because I'm going through it. So he's feeling that,
Right.
and I'm sure he's feeling that of many others too. But also very proud of the divine feminine too. Is testing you guys as well at the moment. So what I'm seeing is he's saying to me that as much as okay. So what I'm hearing is that he's saying that the divine masculine were tested when the divine feminine were going through this, and it was a very confusing time for them, and it was very difficult for them to understand, and some did it, some didn't, and that's why the vibration is the way it is. Some connections have stayed together, some connections have separated as a result. He says it's now for the divine feminine to be tested of the same way, or whether you're going to stand as well with the divine masculine as well, whether you're prepared to do that. And just as much as the divine masculine is going through this, the divine feminine is also being tested as well, because because obviously, like, the divine feminine, when they were going through this period, it was like, well, stand by me, hold space for me, be here for me, this is
Yeah.
what I need from you. And so, there are some divine masculine that could do that, and there are some that couldn't, obviously. So it's the same for the divine feminine now. You're going through the same thing. The divine masculine are like asking equally in return what was given previously, and whether that can be done by you. It's the roles have always been very reversed. Is like, in regards to divine feminine, it's like, well, you need to understand more. You need to be more in touch with your emotions. You need to understand the perspective I'm coming from, the vibration I'm coming from, understand what I'm trying to go through. And divine masculine were going through that. And I'm not saying all of them did, but there are many
Right.
that did, whether that it was, a friend or a twin flame or whatever, or, a family member. It doesn't matter. It's there. And so now that's been, like, the roles have been switched now. So now it's for the divine feminine to hold that particular
To hold
space.
space for the masculine. Yeah. Divine
Do you know?
masculine. Wow.
Do
See,
you
that's what
know?
I'm here for.
You
Nilesh,
know.
I'm here for you, buddy.
Oh, thank you. Thank
I'm here
you.
for you. But yeah, that's,
That's definitely what Father's saying. He's saying it's going to be interesting for you girls to see whether you can do this, because I think for many of you it's going to be challenging. Many of you, because the divine masculine are going through it. Like, it is bad for them at the moment. Bad for them at the moment. The reason for that is because they've just repressed it for such a long time. So it's a lot harder to come into
Yeah.
that.
Because it's not just the here and the now that they're clearing, it's all that, which we have found out is all these past lives that you're clearing too. So, while you're clearing all the gunk that you
Hmm.
collected for all those years.
Hmm.
um, and then, I mean, they're the divine masculine now, but they haven't always been just males. So, their role has been very just, same as ours has been. So we've all been all things, so to speak. Um, but but realizing that they're getting to that point where they're going through that I mean, that's the one thing that you do feel that empathy for, is that you feel called to be able to like kind of like check on you. You know what I mean? Like, how are you doing? And is this going okay? And it's like trying to support but not overstepping. And so and
Mm.
then I think about that too. I keep thinking, uh-oh, what's it going to be like if my husband like all of a sudden goes full steam ahead and like his like, oh yeah, I'm going to go meditate. Just kidding. What if it like really happens where he is like on the same trail as I am? And are we going to be fighting, or will we be like kind of hand in hand with, all right, let's go meditate together? Or, which I'm sure there are many people who are doing that already. Or, hey, let's go get grounded. Or I feel like I need to get grounded, so I need to go on a walk and I'll catch up with you later. And how am I going to be supporting that to say, yeah, hey, go have fun, versus I want to go too, like if you're going to a conference, I want to go to a conference, or you know what I mean, like that kind of stuff. Or I just can't imagine him going crystal shopping with, I don't know, I just can't. But
It's
I'll be
coming.
happy if he does. But
It's
gosh,
coming.
if I'm not already spending enough money on crystals, whew.
It's coming. It's coming. It's gonna. What Father's telling me is that it's gonna test the heart of the divine feminine. Real
Yeah.
test it. Like it's gonna be a real test of you as a divine feminine to see whether you can hold the space. But it's beautiful. It teaches you a lot about yourself, for sure. You know.
Well, lucky for me, I'm a warrior, and there's a lot of gals out there that are. So go, divine feminine.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm getting. Just proud. Proud of everything that's been achieved so far. It's not been an easy
Well, thank
road.
you.
Yeah. But he's still laughing, saying you chose it, and he's right.
You
We did.
know,
We did choose. We did choose it. That's correct.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and just it's also kind of funny to think about that we went through like each step along the way too. I mean, we are our own ancestors, so and then that our ancestors come to help us in this life. That's I think that's really cool. And that thank you for all the guides and our angels and guides and galactic friends and the dragons and apparently Elvin out there now too, that we're going to have to start to be aware
Yeah.
of and give credence to and appreciation and respect. And so yeah,
There's a
I
story behind that. I mean, I suppose at some point, me and Carol will bring that story forward. We still need to bring that. I mean, we did this some time ago, so we're aware of them for sure. And I mean, obviously the trees as well. You guys are aware of that too, and that's a real big one. But yeah, it's pretty amazing story. There's a bigger story behind it, but we can't
yeah,
we can't diverge that just yet because the time isn't right yet.
in its right timing. Yep. Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just stories with me and Carol, and there's stories with many others. I know many vibrational beings that are holding on to stories, and they'll all come to fruition once this is a little bit more settled and a little bit more over.
Yeah,
Because it can't just yet. There's so much that's going on at the moment. So when this is a
yeah.
bit more settled and a bit more over, all of that will come out. People don't realize, humanity doesn't realize how much work goes on behind the scenes. I mean,
Mm.
yes, if you're aware of your astral travels, you'll be aware of a lot. I mean, I'm aware of the stuff that goes off in the galactics, and they're always in some kind of battle, or there's always something going on there, and that's why Ashtar Command's in complete control of that. And there's a story behind him too,
Mm.
and one day that will come to light, of how Ashtar Command came into being, and
Yeah.
that's another amazing story. And
Wow.
stories about um, galactic kind of battles that have gone on, and that's all been documented too as well. So it's things
Wow.
like that. And I know someone who's doing that right now. So, and has been
Cool.
doing it for a while. So there's so much that goes on that you don't realize. You know, it's very much planned, and there's a lot of work going on by many different beings, many different beings. Yeah, for this ascension to happen. So yeah,
Wow.
even the reptilians are doing their thing. Yeah, it's very cool.
That is really cool. That's yeah, I mean, there's just so many pieces. There's just so many pieces. Well, we could be, you know what? We could be here all day talking about the pieces.
Yeah, of course we can. Yeah,
But
yeah.
aw. Well, yeah, well, something to look forward to for future things coming out, right? Getting to
Mm-hmm.
know more and more. Which, I mean, think about where we were 20 years ago, and
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the information, people were like, oh, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. It's like, it's still coming. And then all of a sudden it's like, boom, here it is. But
Mm-hmm.
then probably not to the extent or to the mannerism maybe of which they were thinking. I don't think they thought it was going to be this rough. you know
Mm-hmm.
I think we thought it was going to be, flowers and balloons. Chocolates.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no, we didn't get that. We didn't get that. But apparently this is the way we chose, right? It's the way all of us chose. And so we're testing ourselves, testing our model, and this is what we're going to accomplish. And
Yeah,
we're doing it. That's the exciting news, is we are doing it. And I can understand why Father's saying that he's proud of us. So thank you.
this is
You.
it's just an expansion of creation. This is what this is. I know it doesn't feel that way, but it is, because in the manner that it's been created. So that's definitely what I see. I just see it as a creation, and a fantastic one at that. Definitely. And the fact that we're here, that's a really big thing. We don't just turn up. There's a reason for our presence and vibration and light being here on the planet. It isn't just coincidence. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's bigger than you realize. So yeah.
Aw. So good to speak with you today. I can't tell you, it's like we had so much fun conversation. But I think my favorite out of our whole conversation, aside from Source coming in, the Plieadians, was Isis energy. So I'll send you off with a little.
Thanks. I love Isis. Isis is so good to me. I love her. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you for connecting today, Wendy. It's
Oh
pretty
yeah.
cool. It's nice when we chat and talk about things. It's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. Gotta do more of that. Just, little in smaller bits of time. In smaller bits of time.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we can, like you
So, but
say, we
maybe
can.
after February, when after you come back from
Oh
your sabbatical.
yeah, I'm definitely going off the grid. Yeah,
Yeah.
I need it. I need to just,
You
yeah,
need it for
yeah,
sure. You just
I
need to
do.
be like, I'm, yeah, off the grid, and see you in February. See you next spring.
Totally.
All right,
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
friend. Much love to you. I'm always here for you. Love and
Thank you.
light,
Of course. I love and adore you too, Wendy. You already know this.
I do. I really do. All right. Well, you have a good, wonderful rest of your evening. And
Yeah,
I'm sure we'll chat through the holidays, and
of
I will let
course.
you go on for the rest of your evening.
Thank you. You too.
You're
Have a great
welcome.
afternoon. Yeah.
Thanks. You too. All right. Bye. Bye, my love.
Take care. Bye.
Mwah, mwah. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.